Welcome to the Celtic Craft Studio. I'm Terri, and I'm back. I have had a vacation. I've had some much needed rest, and I'm feeling much better. So it's time to get back to work. And this one, I think there'll be a little bit on our big journal, our big journal. But I'm going to show you some things that are going in my shop, and I'm going to share some ideas with you. So it's going to be kind of a hodgepodge, just trying to get back into things video. All right. I just placed some things in my shop, the Celtic Craft Studio, on Etsy. And I wanted to show them on camera because I took pictures and I didn't think they turned out too great. Also, let me say, before something happens, I am using a new camera, a new phone. So, hopefully nothing will go awry. The other one decided to, I don't know, get something on it and it's not working like it's supposed to. So, we're going to try this and hopefully all goes well. So, let me start with the pouch that I just placed into the shop. I'm calling it a spring pouch, and I make these pouches. I take a long piece and I decorate on one side with some of my old laces and doilies and fabric. This is a hanky, so it has kind of a vintage vibe with all the little vintage pieces on it. And then here's the other side. I did some yo-yos with some buttons and decorating with a little bit of embroidery. And it has a pocket you can use for all kinds of things, but I put a naked journal in it. You can put whatever you want and use the naked journal separately if you want. This is from a piece of wallpaper, and we may, in maybe a series of videos, do wallpaper journals. But this is my wallpaper journal, and I took a piece of Roxy paper. I love these. I don't know what these flowers are called. If anybody knows, let me know. I love that style of painting, and I'm not sure what that's called, but I love it. So what I did was I took some of that paper, made a pocket to hide some of the labeling on the wallpaper, and then I put in an insert. And like I said, it's naked, so it has no embellishment in it, just the papers. So you can take it and either use it as is, or you can put stuff in it. That's all up to you. So, naked journal inside the pouch, and then the pouch is in the shop. So I hope you'll go and check her out, and hopefully this picture looks better than the one in my Etsy shop. All right, let me move this so it's kind of out of the way and show you the next thing. I put two of these. Since I've been working on the big journal, I thought, you know what, I think I'm going to put some journal kits in there so you can make your own journal. And these two, I have an Edith 1 and an Edith 2. Here, I don't want to get their bags mixed up. All right, so let me put that over here. Here's Edith 2, here's Edith 1. All right, so there are two sets, and you should see that in the pictures. So if you prefer one set over another, please tell me when you order it. But we have a book cover, same book cover on both. It obviously needs, because we've taken the signature out, so you're going to need to, when you put your spine, put some kind of tape or fabric, something here. And you can obviously cover these two too as well. So there you get a book cover to make your journal. And then you get several different pages. I had some little journals, and there are about 5 of those pages that you can either make ephemera from, maybe make a pocket, a side tuck, something to use in your thing, in your journal thing. That's so technical. And then I have 5 full pages that I like to use as inserts with the journal pages. So there are 5 of those. And then there are single pages. I believe there are 10 single pages. Oh, this is a double, so let's put this over here. These are single. So you have 10 single pages, once again, to use for ephemera. You can use them for envelopes. I won't fold that like an envelope. I'll show you one of the envelopes I did. And you could use them for tags. You can make some tags out of them. Once again, you can make pockets. So there's 10 of those. And then there are 5 of the... Make sure I don't get these too much out of order. There are 5 of the index pages. And remember, I showed you some of the ephemera we made, and we used the index pages as a substrate. So I gave you 5 of those. I threw in a little extra one that you can either use for plain paper or not. And then I threw in a couple of the title pages too, if you want to make those part of your journal. So that is my Edith kit. And like I say, there are 2 of them. Let me go through the number 2 so you can kind of see which pages, and then I'll show you the ephemera. All right, so there's one. Let's put that over here with the ephemera so I'm not confused. See how I'm trying to stay organized and not confused. All right, so here's number 2, and here are some of the smaller pages. I love these. They would make beautiful pockets, tags. I see a lot of things when I look at these. And then there are the double ones. Let's see if we can find... Oh, this one has the mushrooms in them. Oh, and there's a poppy. I think that's the single. No, it's a double. So you have, once again, 5 of the double pages that you can use for inserts in your actual journal. And then here are some of the single. There's the pretty iris. I love those. Oh, I love that one too. Are there any Edith pages I don't love? I think this is a double. Yes, that's a double, and that's nice. Look at the birds in them. I'll put that on top. Okay, so we got the iris. Ooh, there's the nest. Sometimes it's hard to decide which side you want to use, but I'll leave that up to you. So we have, once again, 10 of those. And the numbers are in the description in the Etsy shop. There are 5 of these. And then this page, and then these 2 extras. All right. So you have plenty to play with, and then you can add your own. You can either add your own plain paper. You could find somebody's journaling kits that you like. I'm thinking, oh, yeah, maybe the bird. I have a bird journaling kit. It's kind of in blues that would look nice with the Edith, I think. All right, and once again, here's the cover. Both covers are the same. These are kind of a general cover. I do occasionally, green covers are available. I think I have 1, maybe 2 available in the shop if you want to go for a green cover. But these are kind of the standard covers, so you get one of those in the kit. And let me show you the ephemera, some of which we've already made. All right, so I found these pictures of the birds. I believe both kits have this. So I made pockets out of them that will fit on the page. Let's see. Yep. Yep. All right. So you've got a couple of pockets. I gave you a couple of the little pads with the clips. And you can either put more paper in them or leave them like they are. It's kind of up to you. It's going to be your journal, so whatever you want to do. There are 2 of those. I did 2 tags. So there's 2 tags. And then here's the envelope. What I did was I took one of the pages and folded it into 3. And then I sewed around it. Makes an envelope. Okay? Just to give you an idea what you can use your single pages for. You could make an envelope out of them. Sometimes I round the corners. Sometimes I cut the corners off. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling that day. So there's an envelope. Here's one of the books. Remember we made a little book out of some book pages. And then I used the Edith for the pockets, side tucks. There's a pocket in the back. And then I filled it full of ephemera. So you have one of those in there. And then you have a loaded tag in there too. A tag that has a pocket on it. And some ephemera, and you put those on top. There's a place to write on the back. You have one of those. And then you have 2, and I'm missing 2 stamped items. Okay, I'll show you those because I need to put 2 in here. These I'm going to show you how to make. Let me reach over here and get the other. Here we go. Here we go. We'll have a separate video to show you how I made these. What I did was I basically took pictures, I cut them up, and then I used, got a little bit of frog going on this morning. I used some of the Tim Holtz palette paper. I don't know the name of this one. What is the name of this? What is the name? Collage paper? Yeah, it's called palette. Okay, so this is the palette collage paper. I struggled for a long time. Alrighty, guys, it happened. My phone decided it wanted to do something else, so I lost you. But you're back, and I will continue on. So as I mentioned, this is the Tim Holtz palette paper, and what I did was I used it on the side. I did a little decoupage on some of the pictures. And we'll do that in one of our ephemera making sessions. I think we'll make 2 different things in the next ephemera making section. We'll do that one, and we will do this one. And see, this is the one I forgot to put in here. So let's find a couple. I think we'll do that one. And maybe this one. And what I did was, once again, took some little scrap pictures that I cut up. And these I actually sewed around. I put a stamp and some postal marks. All right, so we'll do some of those in one of our sessions as well. All right, so let's put that back. And so that's the ephemera that you're going to get in the set, all right? To just get you started with some things that you can put into your journal. All right, so there are the Edith journal kits that are now in the Etsy shop. Let me pick these up and get them out of the way. And I will share the last thing I wanted to share with you. All right, let's put these all back in the bag so I don't lose them. So how have you guys been? I hope you've been better than I've been lately, but I'm back at it. All right, let me grab this. This is the big journal we've been working on. I think I lost some of my height, which was helping me before, but let's see if we can try to get as much of this book in here as we can. All right. As I mentioned, I'm actually making this journal, this very big journal. I am making this for myself. So I thought, well, you know, what am I going to do? Because usually I make things and I put them in the shop so you guys have a chance to get them. So I had an idea. I had an idea to put a kit. The cover is not as big as this one. It's a little smaller. Like it'll fit on camera. I love it though. It's another one of those swirly, beautiful colors in browns, and there's kind of a rusty red. Wouldn't that make a great fall journal? Yep. So, but I'm going to put it in my shop just for you guys. And with it, I have a stack, and I'm not done collecting, so the stack may get a little bigger. I have a stack of antique paper in different languages. We have, I know there's some Swedish, I know there's some German, I know there's some Italian, so all kinds of antique paper. And then I am going to include my newest kit. It's not even listed in the shop yet. It's called Golden Summer, and there are 8 pages. Let me go through the pages. There's birds and flowers and beautiful little girls. There's a cute little guy. And you see we've got plain paper on the back that you can journal on. There's another beauty. Here's a fairy, butterflies, flowers. Kind of a, it's definitely a yellow, golden kind of theme. There's some daisies, more birds. There she is. All right, and then we have a bunch of ephemera. We're calling this the add-on kit. And there are tags, some journaling cards, some of these envelopes that I just absolutely love. We've shown you how that works, and I'll probably go through this and do this one again so you can see that. We have 2 of them with the cute little girls on them. We have envelopes, little postcards, more envelopes. Oh, wobbly hands, can't turn the page. Envelope. Here's some pockets, cards to go in the pockets. Pockets and cards. Here's a cool little pocket and some tabs. Once again, I think when it's actually in the shop, we'll make some of these items so that you can see them. All right. I'm waiting for a new batch of cardstock. I'll give you my secret. I'm waiting for my cardstock. I have a big order in with all the supplies I need. All right, so there you go. So we're going to put that in there. You're going to have a journal kit you can work with. Kind of goes with the color theme. Antique papers, and I'll get together an ephemera pack as well so that you can see. And maybe we'll make some of that ephemera together on camera. So this will go in the shop, and it will be in the shop hopefully next weekend. So it'll be there for you to grab. It's got a beautiful spine. I wouldn't do anything to the spine, but you know, you can. That is Swedish. This was a Swedish book that I took the guts out of. It was a volume This is number 4 of I don't know how many, but they were beautiful books, and it was about animals. And this one was about dogs, so I took some of those dog pictures out too. And some of them will go in this kit. So you will have a kit that you can work on kind of in conjunction with this, although we're almost done with this. I don't have too much to do. Let me go back and kind of go over what we've worked on. We've worked on these pockets that I'm going to use in here, and we've used this centerpiece, which I will go into. And here's some envelopes I'm going to use, and we've got some more paper here. So let me move this stuff. All right. And I'll show you the signatures that I have already together. They haven't been sewn on. This is the piece that will get glued here. I have ordered some black and cream ticking that I think will look beautiful, that will actually go over this and cover this and the spine, which I will show you once it's done. But I want to show you what I'm working on, and I wanted to show you how to attach the pages, okay? So I'm going to have 3 signatures. These are 2 of them. And let me open them up and kind of show you what's in the signature. This one will have a nice title page. The others do not. So I think I'm going to put like a picture or something interesting on the front page. But if you open it up, as you see, I have already hinged this beautiful title page to something else, all right? Which we'll see when we get there. So I used a lot of hinging so that, and document, these are from Roxy's document kits. And I've hinged them with other paper, which I will show you. Here's a nice floral book I had, so I put that in there. I had some beautiful Italian documents. Once again, a Roxy page. More Italian paper. I just wanted to kind of put, since this is mine, I wanted to put some of my favorite papers and my favorite things in here. More Roxy papers. And all this is Italian. And then we get to the center where I have the piece that we made. If you'll remember, we made it out of 2 envelopes. And then I used some of the Roxy paper to make the pockets and things. And then I filled it. And remember, if you remember, I was trying to debate whether I was going to put in an envelope. And I think I am. I think I'm putting in an envelope to hide the string. So that will go in the middle. There's some more Roxy paper, which is covered on both sides. I don't think this will be a journal that I journal in. I don't typically journal. I like to save things like postcards and tickets. And so I like to have places to put things like that. So that's probably what this will be. All right, Italian paper, more beautiful, isn't that gorgeous? That person had gorgeous handwriting. Some numbers, and my favorite picture. You remember I showed you my favorite picture. There's something from a fashion magazine went on the back. So that's a signature, all right? And then I have this other signature. And I won't show you that. I'll show you the whole thing when it's complete. I think this will be a work in progress. So I don't know how complete it'll be. But once I get the ticking on and I get these sewn into the signature, I will definitely show you what I'm working on. All right. So this one, in fact, I will move the big cover. Let's move the big cover. I'll remind you of the gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? Love it. I love book covers and in pages that have that kind of swirly look to them. I think it was Nick the Booksmith that showed you how you can make those. You'll have to go back and look. I think she made some. All right, so that's for my center. So I'm going to set this aside. All right. And I'm going to kind of see what we've got. We've got the cover. All right. And here's this page is done. I think there's a couple pages that aren't done. That's why this page needs to be glued to something. And I think I was having it glued to that. So I was going to show you how I did this. All right. So I took a strip, and this, most of the time I use straw paper, but I had a piece that I kind of liked. I liked the look of it. I thought it would look great on there. So I made it a hinge. Helps if you get your ooh-hoo from the right end there, Terry. All right, and I'm going to try not to get on my mat here. Sometimes it's hard, but we'll do our best. All right, and then we are going to attach this. All right. As you can see, it's a little longer, but that's okay. Your page, I did not make my pages even. I kind of, and when you stagger them with other pages, you can't even tell that they're not really even. So that one went next. I need to let that dry too before I go folding it. So we'll leave that like that. And then I had a full page that went there. This page. Beautiful. That one. I think this is another full page, which I absolutely love. Look, it's another document thing. I hope I'm on camera because I just lost my monitor, but that's okay. We're working with a new camera here. We're going to have to figure it out, guys. Figure it out. You're always with me when I'm trying to figure things out, aren't you? All right, and I think this has to be glued. Thus and that one has to be glued. Okay, so let's move this aside while we glue these real quick. All right, so I made my hinge out of the straw paper. You have to pay attention. If there's a certain way you need them to go because of words, you need to pay attention when you lay it down so that everything's going the right direction. That is my hint to you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just glue one side and then the other. Once again, trying not to glue my mat. All right, and then I'm going to line this up. I'm going to get it scooched over here. Excuse my head if you're seeing my gray hair. Actually, my hair's more white. Ugh. And it's not always easy to get it all lined up. I will say, though, once you get the first one lined up, it does get easier. There. All right. All right. So that is up. I got to remember that's up because this needs to go this way. So I will put some glue on this side. As again. Check twice. That's what I do. Check as many times as it takes to get it right there, guys. Did I say it was going to be easy when you had this down? It's the shakies that don't make it easy. All right. I'll need to unfold it because it needs to dry. But see, it's gonna be like that. So let's put that in there. And then let's glue this one. And this one goes the opposite way. I tried to kind of do opposites, so it made it a little more interesting. So let's put this one on this side. All right. So, if you have a journal that, isn't your standard size, it isn't, it doesn't fit the mold, so to speak, you can adapt. And that's what hinging is. Oh my. I'm not being very graceful about this, am I? Okay, we got it. So you can hinge, and what's fun too is even in a normal size journal, when you have a normal page and then you can hinge something that actually goes out farther. That's always fun to do too. All right, let's make sure we got this going the right way. There is a right way and a wrong way, so let's get this going the right way. See, and that was a little easier. Okay. Beautiful tea-dyed. This is not actual tea-dyed. It was printed, but I like it just as much. All right, now this one I think I'm going to clip off because it does hang over. If it doesn't hang over like this one covers this page and does not hang over. So I'm going to leave it. I may put something there. I don't know. But I'm going to leave it until I do know. You want to leave your options open. Okay, but this I know needs to be cut off right there. Okay, this will go toward the back. That is the front. And we will probably put it down, but we'll decide that before we put it in. So there's this signature. There are 10 pages in each signature, and that does include the centerpiece. And here's the centerpiece for this one. Once again, one of our envelope things. We need 3 of them, so I have one in each signature in the middle. And like I say, I am going to include. Okay? So I'm going to put this all aside to let it dry. And then when I get my ticking paper, which will be in the next couple of days, I will put that in so you can see it. And I just lost my thing, but I'm going to put my spine with the ticking over it. Should look beautiful. All right. So there's this. So the next time you see this, I should have the signatures sewn into the spine and ready to go on here. All right. Let me show you one last thing before we go. I did purchase a couple of things for this journal. You've seen Rachel use these. This one, I believe, is the 4x6. Yes, 4x6. So they're clear pockets. They'll be perfect for like this back part where I want you to see, because it's clear. So you can see my hand, see my thumb. Okay. So these are clear so I can put them on top of things. That way I can still see what's on the page and put things in it, because this is a pocket. Okay. These are 4x6. They're easy to find on Amazon. I think you put in clear pockets, you should find them no problem. Now, I did get another size, which I could use, and these are 3x5. And I specifically got these because we're going to do something else that is going to require these. It's kind of a secret, so I won't tell you the whole thing. I'll show you later. Once again, waiting for all the parts to come, and then we will make it. But I will tell you this much. It is a storage option. And it's a storage option that I think when I first started watching Gayle many moons ago, she had made one of these books, and I kind of put my own spin on it, and I still use it quite often. So I will show you that in one of the upcoming videos. But that's it for now, guys. Hopefully we've kind of eased back into things. I showed you where we are with the big journals. I've showed you something that's coming up in the Etsy shop and some of the things that are already there. So go check out the Etsy shop. Thank you for all those wonderful people that watch my video, always comment. Thank you for everyone that gave me well wishes when I was kind of going through some medical things. I just thank you so much for being patient and kind. Hit the bell for notifications so that you will see my next upcoming video. But first you got to subscribe. So subscribe, hit the bell for notification, and bring your friends. Tell your friends about it. Bring them along so they can watch us play and make journals too. So I think the next video will probably be ephemera. And hopefully it'll be sometime next week. So guys, thank you for joining me. I will see you again. Until then, let's get crafty.